What if I told you that the $1 million in your head right now is actually a distraction from the wealth you already have? Most of us are chasing a financial number while our real wealth, our time and our relationships, is leaking out of a hole in the bottom of our lives. Today, I'm showing you why your dream life might actually be a trap and how to fix it using the 5 types of wealth. Let's be honest. Society, your parents, maybe even your teachers, all told you the same story. Study hard, get a good job, climb the ladder, and stack up financial wealth. Success was measured in dollars and job titles. Nobody ever really talked about the other kinds of wealth, the ones that actually fill your life with meaning and joy. If you've ever felt like you're on a hamster wheel, constantly chasing the next promotion, the next paycheck, the next purchase, only to feel kind of empty when you get it, this is for you. You aren't alone and you're not broken. You've just been playing a game with the wrong scoreboard. Today, we're exposing the 3 biggest lies you've been told about wealth and success. And I'll give you a new framework for building a life of profound, unshakable wealth. We've all been brainwashed to believe that a bigger bank account automatically means a happier life. We see it everywhere. Social media, movies, family expectations. So we hustle, we grind, we sacrifice our health and our time, assuming that a bigger bank account will just deliver a bigger dose of happiness. But the science on this tells a very different story. Psychologists call this the hedonic treadmill, but you probably just know it as that feeling where the new car smell wears off and you're already looking for the next upgrade. When something good happens, like getting a raise, you get a temporary spike in joy, but very quickly you adapt. That new car becomes just your car. That bigger salary becomes the new normal. And your happiness tends to return to its old set point. So you're left needing another hit of success to feel that spike again. You're running faster and faster on the treadmill, but you're not really getting anywhere. Now, a famous 2010 study found that emotional well-being tended to plateau at an annual income of around $75,000 back then. Obviously higher today with inflation. After that point, more money didn't seem to make people's day-to-day lives any happier. More recent collaborative research in 2023 paints a more complex picture, suggesting that for most people, happiness does continue to rise with income. But it also found a critical detail. A huge part of that link comes from a feeling of control over your life. But let's get real for a second. No amount of data can tell you how it feels to have a full bank account and no one to call when you have good news. And this brings us to the truth that blows up the whole lie. Writer and investor Sahil Bloom argues that we've been tricked into focusing on only one type of wealth, financial wealth. He offers a better model with 5 types of wealth: financial, social, time, physical, and mental. The lies believing financial wealth is the master key that unlocks all the others. The truth is it's just a tool, a powerful one, but still just a tool. Its real value isn't buying luxury stuff, it's buying you control and freedom. The goal isn't a mountain of cash, it's using that cash to build a life rich in the other 4 categories. We're diving deep into social and time today, but if you don't master the physical and mental side, which I'll show you later, the rest of this won't even matter. Someone with millions in the bank, but no deep relationships, no control over their time, and terrible health isn't wealthy. They are, in fact, incredibly poor. The second lie is a nasty side effect of the first, that status is the same as connection, and that impressing other people is a goal worth chasing. This is the lie that whispers at you to buy the luxury car you can't quite afford, to chase the fancy job title even if you hate the work, and to carefully craft an online persona of success. It's keeping up with the Joneses, but supercharged on a global scale by social media. We're taught that the visible signs of success are what will make people respect and connect with us. The truth is, status creates distance. Genuine connection creates intimacy. When you lead with status, you attract transactional relationships. People are drawn to your prestige, not to you. And those relationships are fragile, built on perception. If the status disappears, so do the people. Real wealth is often invisible. It's not the car you drive, It's the freedom of not having a car payment. It's not the flashy vacation you post online. It's the peace of mind to take 3 weeks off without checking a single email. It's the rock solid bond you have with a few people who would be there for you at 3 a.m. Sahil Bloom frames this with a simple, devastating question. Who will be sitting in the front row of your funeral? Seriously, think about that. Not who will send a plate text or like a memorial post. Who will be there in the front row, heartbroken that you're gone? The answer to that question reveals your true social wealth. Those seats aren't filled with colleagues impressed by your title or followers who admired your watch. They're filled with the people who knew you and loved you for who you were, not what you had. Chasing status is like decorating the outside of your house while the inside is completely empty. Building social wealth is filling that home with love and laughter, no matter what that looks like from the street. But the danger of chasing that front row status isn't just that it's fake. It's that it demands the one thing you can never get back, your time. The third great lie is the lie of, I'll live later. You know the story. Sacrifice your 20s and 30s, work 80-hour weeks now, build your career, build your bank account. Then once you're successful, you'll have time for friends, family, and life. It's the promise that you can just put your life on hold and pick it back up in 30 years like nothing happened. This is maybe the most dangerous lie of all because it steals the one thing that you can never, ever get back, time. Relationships aren't things that you can stick in a vault and then pull out later. They're living things that need constant care. Every call you don't make, every dinner you postpone, every important event you miss for your career, that's a moment that you've lost forever. This lie directly attacks what Sahil Bloom calls time wealth, the freedom to choose how you spend your days, who you spend them with, and where you spend them. For him, this hit home in one conversation with a friend. Living 3,000 miles from his parents, he saw them about once a year. His friend laid out the simple, brutal math. If his parents were in their mid-60s and average life expectancy is roughly 80, he might see them only 15 more times. 15. That number hit him like a punch in the gut. The idea that his remaining time with the people that he loved most was not just finite, but countable, made him question everything. Within 45 days, he and his wife moved their lives to be closer to their families. He didn't wait until he was successful enough. He didn't wait for retirement. He acted right away to close the gap between the priorities he said he had and the priorities his actions were showing. The lie of the safe path is that it's safe. It's actually the riskiest path of all because you're gambling with your most precious non-renewable resource. You're betting that the people you love will still be there and that your relationships will have survived years of neglect when you finally decide you have enough money to pay attention. It's a bet far too many people lose. So how do we escape these lies and start building a life of actual wealth? It starts by changing how you keep score. The famous management thinker Peter Drucker said, "What gets measured gets managed." If you only measure your financial net worth, you will only manage your life to make that number go up, often wrecking everything else in the process. The solution is to start measuring your social wealth and your time wealth. And you can start that right now. First, do a relationship audit. Who are your front row people? Who are the 3 to 5 people whose absence would leave a giant hole in your life? Now, pull up your calendar. How much of your time and energy are they actually getting? Start treating time with them like sacred, non-negotiable appointments. Second, let's do that terrifying math that Sahil Bloom did. Pick one of your front row people. How many times a year do you see them? Based on averages, how many years might you have left with them? Let's write it down and multiply those numbers. What's the result? Are you happy with that number? If the answer is no, you have to change something. Not next year, now. Schedule the dinner. Book the flight. Make the call. Anything you do above zero starts to compound. For generations, we've been taught to chase resume virtues, the job titles, the awards, the net worth. But at the end of your life, nobody's going to stand up at your funeral and read your resume. They'll be sharing stories about your eulogy virtues, your kindness, your integrity. the love you shared, the lives you touched. Don't trade your one precious life for a full bank account and an empty funeral. Reject the lies. The real game isn't about dying with the most money. It's about dying with the best memories and the fullest front row. Redefine what success means to you. And now, I want to hear from you. What does social wealth mean to you? Drop your own definition in the comments below, and let's build a community around this richer idea of success. And if this resonated with you, subscribe and check out my next video on how to start building your time wealth this week. My name is Stephen Kofer. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.